Hi, it's a question for Liam, really, first and foremost. Where did you watch the Club World Cup final? Because it's one of the most significant results in Chelsea's recent history. Do you remember it?
I do. I was in my front room back in Derby. It was a late one, and it was a great game. I knew it was going to be a great game. Two fantastic teams. It was an outstanding performance from the guys on the day. But in terms of the relevance for now, I don't think it has much relevance. The context is completely different, and it's something that we need to focus on the now and not focus on the past.
Do you not think it maybe has relevance for the players at least, because it was a major achievement for the club and things like that? And were you there as well at the Club World Cup for a bit? Did you visit?
I was. I visited. I watched the game against Benfica when there was a storm and we got delayed for 2 hours with 5 minutes to go. Being part of the group, it gives you an insight. And I managed to watch that and a few training sessions, which was great at the time. To see the guys then go on and win the trophy was magnificent. It's an amazing achievement for the club, and we want to create many more memories like that in the future.
Just on the end here, please.
Myriam Pensala, Sport and People News. Alors, face à Paris.
So now you're facing Paris, who's a European champion.
Attendez, excusez-moi.
Excuse me.
Alors, quelles sont les forces et les qualités
the
de Chelsea
and
et vous, à
quality of
titre
Chelsea,
personnel,
and
comment
you as a
vivez-vous ce
person,
retour
as
en
a
France en
coach?
tant que
How do you
coach de
feel,
Chelsea?
coming
Merci à
back
vous.
to France, coaching Chelsea now?
No, I had an incredible time, an incredible experience in this country, in a magnificent league with magnificent coaches and great players. It was a fantastic experience in my career and one I'll never forget. To be back here so soon, I didn't expect from our last game with Strasbourg. I'm very proud of being now the Chelsea head coach, but I want to create more good memories. I'm really going to enjoy this moment, but the only way you really enjoy the moment is to win the game, and that's what I'm focused on right now.
We'll go Kieran, second row, please.
Hi guys. For either of you, really. Since the Club World Cup, a fair few people probably tried to belittle that achievement, saying, it's Mickey Mouse beating PSG, they were knackered, it was a one-off. Do you not think that adds motivation to then prove it wasn't a fluke tomorrow?
I'll let Malo ask this one. He played, he was magnificent in that game.
Can you repeat, please? Sorry. I was focused on
no problem. The Club World Cup, a lot of people tried to belittle it, saying it wasn't a serious competition. Beating PSG was a one-off. Does that give added motivation to prove it wasn't just a one-off, a fluke tomorrow when you go up against them?
I think tomorrow will be completely different as a context. It's Champions League, so it's so much different. But yeah, of course, as a player, of course, I remember that we won against them in the Club World Cup. I don't think it was something too easy, but we just have to take this as an advantage tomorrow and show our best and show our qualities.
Just while I have you, Malo, I think you've had a fair few meetings about discipline, I think it's fair to say, because 9 red cards this season. Have you guys sort of taken that on board and sort of accepted responsibility for gathering up that collection of red cards?
I think it's something that we have to improve for sure. We know that it's always complicated to be sent off during the game, of course. But yeah, now we just has to improve. That's the only thing that I can say. To take our responsibility is and help the team as much as possible. Without red card, it would be much better for sure.
Gentleman at the back, please.
Bonjour Liam, Giovanni Castelli pour la chaîne L'Équipe. En France, depuis quelques semaines, il y a beaucoup de critiques sur le jeu du Paris Saint-Germain. Vous les avez affrontés en début de saison avec Strasbourg au Parc des Princes. Ça avait été un 3-3, un match magnifique. Est-ce que vous trouvez que les critiques sur le jeu du PSG sont justifiées sur les dernières semaines? Et selon vous, qu'est-ce qu'ils font moins bien que la saison passée? Merci.
I think PSG was so good last year. The football I saw, obviously I was here in this country witnessing them go through their journey to win the Champions League, and I was admiring it as the Strasbourg manager. When you have success, people want to knock you down. and that's normal. That's a part of life. I'm sensing that here at Chelsea as well since I've become the manager here. When you are a top-level club, people, when things aren't going so well, they will speak about it more. I won't speak about the difference between now and then. What I will say, in terms of the quality of the team, in terms of the quality of the opposition manager, they're world-class. They're world-class, and it would be crazy to not expect anything else. I expect a very difficult challenge, tactically, physically, technically, whereas they have some world-class players. They have a world-class manager, and so we do too. We have world-class players here, so I think it's going to be a great game for the neutral. We have to remember it's a two-legged game, and we have to make sure we have discipline and focus in terms of that aspect. But I think in terms of a draw, I think it makes for an exciting game for the neutral.
Bobby, in the middle here, please. Just right in the middle.
Question for Malo, please. How does it feel now being a France international and playing in the French capital?
Yeah, great feeling. I think it's a good period for me, for the club, as well for the national team, because we have great competitions coming up. So yeah, just trying to enjoy the moment, just trying to be the best version of myself on the pitch, and to help my team as much as possible. So yeah, can't wait for the future.
Matt, in the front here, please.
First question for Liam. You've got lots of big decisions to make, clearly, for a big match. How difficult is the goalkeeping decision for this game, and are you prepared to give us any clues?
No. Of course not. With this squad, every position is a difficult decision. That's how it has to be for us to be successful. We have a fantastic squad full of top players. And not even just the starting 11, making a decision who's on the bench is difficult. And that's the job that I'm here to do. We'll make that decision in terms of the goalkeeping position, in terms of the number 9 or number 10 or number 7 position. And I've said before, for me, the goalkeeper position is no different to an outfield position. I will pick what I think is the right choice for each game, and you'll see what decision I make tomorrow when the team sheets come out.
And Malo, can I just ask you, as a defender, does it make much difference to you, stylistically, which of the two goalkeepers you're playing in front of?
No, I don't think so. Like we all training in the same way that in the training ground. We know that we all have quality players. So yeah, no, I mean, we just have to stick to our plan. Everyone has to be connecting in the same page as well. To have the same idea and to do our best on the pitch.
The gentleman in the 5th row, at the back there.
Question for Liam. 2 months ago, you said that when you arrived in Strasbourg, French media described you as a joke. So I was wondering, do you have this feeling that maybe French journalists have a lack of respect towards your work?
No, the French media were incredible to me. In my time. I enjoyed my time in France massively. I enjoyed my time with Strasbourg, which I will always hold a place for that football club in my heart. I will look back in my life and say it was one of the best experiences in my life. I have a huge respect for French football, for Liga. It's a fantastic league, and I thank everybody involved for giving me the experiences that I've had.
Jack, just here, please. Second in.
Liam, for both clubs, playing in the Club World Cup and going so far to the final has had a big impact on both of their seasons with injuries and maybe inconsistency. Obviously, you've not been here for the entirety of that, but how much of a challenge have you seen it as, and is it something the players have spoken to you about?
No, if you speak about it too much, it becomes something that you don't want it to be. In my time, I can only speak in my time, I've tried to manage the minutes, the training load that we do, the intensity that we train in. A lot of staff have had an input into that, and we've worked really collaboratively in terms of that. The idea is to try in these moments, in the crunch games, to be as strong as possible. I think if you look at our squad now, Levi's back in modified training. It will still take him time. Jamie Gittins is back. We're working really, really well in terms of our injury load, and that has to continue.
And Malo, whereas between these two games, you've got to play Newcastle in the Premier League between PSG's game has obviously been moved. I just wondered what, as a player, you made of that decision, whether you think it's something that's fair for both sides.
I think, of course, they will have a low advantage in terms of recovery, but to be honest, we don't really think about it. We know that is a tough period for us as a game because there is a big games coming up, of course. So yeah, we just have to be prepared on it. We can't wait to play that kind of games. I think that's what we're here in Chelsea, because we want to play that kind of game. So we're really gonna enjoy it, and yeah, we just want to show our best, of course.
Gail, the fourth row here, please.
Liam, when I spoke to Luis Enrique earlier, he said he wasn't really surprised that you'd sort of taken the big step up and done as well as you've done. And a lot of the French journos have been really interested to hear how you've gone. You've packed an awful lot in, haven't you, to 2 and a bit months. What do you think has been your biggest learning, and what do you feel could make the difference over these 2 legs about what you've learnt from your side and learnt
from
about
the last 2 months?
Yeah,
oh,
since you arrived back, because they've seen this upward trajectory. But from your point of view, do you feel very different in what you're doing day to day? Do you feel like you've learnt something that could be significant over these huge games?
I don't think it's. I don't look at it over the games. I look at it as the bigger picture, the next game. I've always said that. Since coming in, it's been mentioned how confident I am as a person. I'm even more confident now with my group, because I've got to know players like Malo. I've got to know the players in a better way. I think they've got to know me and my demands and the way that we play as well. I think it's a nice fit. I think I'm not just speaking about these games. I'm speaking about what we want to achieve in the long term. I'm more confident after coming in after 2.5 months than I was when I first came in, and that's down to the players and what they've given me in that time.
And Malo, for you, Liam's spoken a lot about getting a 90-minute performance, that concentration, that not setting fire to points, moments that you've had. How ready as a group, how have you spoken about that this week? Because if you can get everything right tomorrow night and in the second leg, then you can go on as a group and do something very special, can't you?
Yeah, I think first of all, anything can happen in a game. We know how football is. As you said about the performance has to be in 90 minutes. As you said, it's 2 legs as well. Tomorrow will be the first one, so we have to focus on this one and see how it goes for the next.
Jacob, in the middle here, please. If we can keep it to 1 question each, please, so we can fit in as many as possible.
Hi, Liam. Going back to the final last summer, it was quite a bad-tempered end to the game. There's a lot of focus on...
I wasn't there.
I know you weren't there. A lot of focus on Luis Enrique appearing to catch João Pedro in the face, potentially. I mean, there's the potential, maybe, that there's some needle going into the game. Do you consider that water under the bridge? Do you feel... Will you feel the need to talk to your players about the importance of not rising to any provocation?
No, for sure. If you are at the top level, at the elite level, you need passion. You need to have a want to win. Luis Enrique is somebody, I've said it before while I was here in France, not just as a coach, as a player. What a player. What a player he was. Could play any position on the pitch, and he's taken that intelligence into his unbelievable managerial career. He's someone who already knows how much I respect him. And if you are used to winning, you have to have an edge. You can't always be nice. That's finished. That's gone. What we do know is we have to have, within the limits, a passion about us and intensity to win this game, because PSG will, and that's what it takes to win trophies.
Peter?
Hi guys, a question for Malo. I think you would have played with Bradley Barcola. Could you just tell us a little bit about your relationship with him, what his development has been like, and I'm sure you're looking forward to facing him tomorrow.
Yeah. Great relationship. We grew up together in the academy in Lyon. So me as a friend, because we're close, really happy to see him to play for this team, to play this level. So yeah, very happy to play against him as well tomorrow. So it will be a great one.
The gentleman at the back, please.
Bonjour Malo, Giovanni Castelli, la chaîne L'Équipe. Si tu peux répondre en français, c'est super. Il y a le rassemblement de l'équipe de France qui arrive à la fin du mois. Jeudi, il y a la liste de Didier Deschamps. Malheureusement pour lui, Jules Koundé s'est blessé. Est-ce que tu te dis que là, les 2 matchs face au PSG, c'est un bon moyen de montrer au sélectionneur que tu peux être un peu plus qu'une doublure au poste de latéral droit en équipe de France? Merci.
main player.
Oui, je pense que ça peut être une bonne opportunité pour moi. Que je sois là ou pas, moi, mon objectif il est toujours le même. Voilà, je peux jouer, que j'ai des qualités, que j'ai les qualités pour. Donc oui, je pense que ça va être un bon test. Donc je suis très pressé pour Oui, je suis toujours prêt.
Yes, I'm ready, of course.
Liam, in the front here, please.
Hi, Liam. Just on Luis Enrique, you've said some nice things about him already, but are there things about the way that his teams play that you've taken as an influence as a coach? And what do you think are the most important things that your team needs to do to compete against his team?
I don't have too big an ego to say that I don't look at other coaches that I respect and appreciate and take things from them and put it into my own way of thinking, my own way of playing. I'll be very honest, I said this last year. I showed the Strasbourg players clips of PSG last year, their intensity, the way that they ran and pressed the ball, because they were magnificent in that time. For me, football, I want to win. Trust me, I want to win tomorrow, but you can show respect in many ways as a coach. And I think the biggest mark of respect as a coach is when other coaches look at your game and say, I like what you do. And it's been nice because it started to happen to me. And I think that's what football's about.
Okay, we've got time for two more questions. Ben in the middle and then Dom.
Hi Liam, I appreciate your focus is on football, but I wonder what your reaction was as Chelsea lifted the Club World Cup with Donald Trump in amongst them in light of the open letter that you wrote. And ahead of this game, the PSG president is actually trying to arrive later than you because he's delayed due to the political climate in Qatar. So how did you react seeing Trump mixing with the Chelsea players, and do you stand by the comments still from your open letter?
Yeah, politics. Nice. Paris for politics. No, I didn't think anything. I was focused on the football. I was delighted for Malo and the guys. I know we're the same group. I was delighted for Enzo as a coach. I was delighted for the team. It wasn't about who was on the stage that I was thinking about. What I would say in terms of politics, in terms of what I think, it's always with respect for a different idea. It's really sad the place we're in at the moment in the world. Regardless of what you think, when there are people dying, that's not a good place to be. And I hope we can get to a place in our society one day where these things don't happen anymore. I'm not going to speak about other people. I have huge respect for everyone as long as they have respect for me and for people in general. My job is to be a head coach of this amazing football club and focus on the football.
And we'll finish with Dom.
Liam, on a slightly different topic.
Thank you.
Chelsea and PSG are two of the four youngest teams in Europe's major leagues this season, and they're the two youngest teams who are still left in this competition. I know that the business end of this competition is still to come, obviously, but what do you think it shows, in terms of what you can do with a young squad? You've been asked a lot about that with regards to Chelsea, but with these two teams in general, because of course PSG are the defending champions.
Exactly. They won it last year. I love working. It doesn't matter the age. I love working with good players. If you work with younger players, their ceiling is higher, their potential to grow is higher. And that's, I think, one of the reasons why I'm here. I'm loving working with this group regardless of the age. But I am very excited because of the age. Malo, he told me how old he is in the car on the way here. The potential that this guy sat next to me have is unbelievable. 22? 22, talking about going to a World Cup with France, one of the biggest nations. I have 22 players like that to work with every day. Not only their ability or their quality or their physicality, their temperament, they're humble, they want to improve, they want to learn. And it's a joy working with them every day. I'm very excited where we can go on our journey.
Matches like tomorrow, for example, can help to garner their experience as well and make them more experienced.
For sure. That's how you get experience, is to give experience. I can't wait for the game tomorrow. It's going to be two outstanding young teams and who play in their own identity and in their own style.